So we're at Brands Hatch at the BRDC British Formula 3 Championship, and a man who sort of knows the championship already, having previously raced in its previous iteration of F4 a few years ago. It is Arjun Maini. Hello.
How are you doing? All good?
Very well, thank you very much. And for those people who don't know, you're racing in Formula 2, tell us about your career progression. What have you done since racing here in the UK? Where have you been?
Well, of course, I went straight to the FIA Formula 3 Championship and then moved up to GP3 and had had a win there and a few podiums, and now I'm in Formula 2. So yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I think it's been quite an easy progression, and I've sort of been together with George Russell ever since the F4 days. So yeah, it's been quite well.
Yeah, a lot of people who followed you originally from here, and even since previously as well, will still know and have followed you all the way into Formula 2 as well. And you seem to, I have to ask, you were in the headlines recently, and the team and your teammate, or former teammate, for what reason exactly? For those who don't know, just bring us up to date.
Well, of course, it was a bit of a situation within the team where we had a bit of a coming together. I mean, we didn't have a great relationship off the track as well, but we had a bit of a coming together at the end of a race, and it's not great for that to happen, especially at Formula 2. But I think it was just a lot of. He was just furious. I think the results weren't going his way, and to be fair, I think. In a way, he's going to learn from it. He's going to come out of this, I'm sure a lot better. I'm sure it's not the best way for him to deal with it, but in the end, it wasn't a great atmosphere in the team. But I'm sure he's going to learn out of this, and that's it I can say for the minute.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, for those who do know, there was various comments made by the team, and I think they've suspended him now. They've cancelled his contract, and I think, it was unfortunately quite messy. But like you say, I think you're keeping a rather positive outlook on the rest of the season for you in F2 at least. And this weekend, you're supporting your brother, Kush, who's here. And how do you think he's comparing versus when you were here racing?
I think he's doing a really good job for himself. I think he's still third in the championship, if I'm not wrong, third or fourth. But he's doing a good job at the minute. He's had a bit of bad luck, which is normal. You hear that a lot in motor racing. But I think he's in the same team as I was. I know they're a good team. I think he's had it a bit hard that he doesn't have a teammate to follow and sort of compare with. But other than that, I think he's done a really good job. Racing in all levels these days looks to get so competitive and so hard, and I think being anywhere near the top in any category is quite good. So no, I think he's doing a really good job. He's always improving, and he's a really fast driver. I know this from experience, especially in go-karts as well. Whenever you go up against him, he's quite tough to beat. So I'm sure he's going to improve a lot, and I think you're going to see him get a lot stronger towards the end of the season.
Well, that we have absolutely no doubt as well. We not to put added pressure on him, because he does that enough for himself anyway. But we're expecting good things from him, if only just because you did so well and are doing so well already in Formula 2. I have to ask as well, what's next for you then? Are you looking to continue maybe in F2, or are you just looking to see what opportunities open up for maybe 2019?
Yeah, at the minute, I think we're just going to see what opens up, because I think racing is such a tricky world. Opportunities come out of nowhere, and you just have to be free enough to take the step when it pops up. And to be honest, the goal is still to get to Formula 1, but we need to really step up the results if we want to have any chance of getting in there. So it all depends on how the end of the season goes. I think at the minute our qualifying form's been a lot better than what we've been doing in the race, and for some reason things are not coming together on race days for us this year. So it'll all depend on how the rest of the season goes. But the goal is still to get to Formula 1 for sure. But if I get opportunities elsewhere, you never know with racing.
You never do know, and I suppose it's worth asking, because I think you used to have, correct me if I'm wrong, some connection with the Sahara Force India team. I don't know if that's still around with their latest issues, but have you had any talks with any other F team at any point?
Well, I'm the development driver for Haas at the minute. So to be honest, I've been doing a few days in their sim and stuff like that, but we're not close to a test day at the minute. And I think it's as soon as I start delivering better results, I'm sure they'll look to put me in the car. But for the minute, I'm completely focused on doing a good job in Formula 2 for the end of the season.
Well, we will wait and see, just to see what comes of your efforts for the rest of the season, Arjun, and we'd love to see you back here, if only just cheering on your brother as well.
No worries. No, thanks for having me.